Yikes. Yikes. I think that's one of the toughest passages in the Scripture, Matthew 25. And what he says is astounding. First of all, that he identifies with the least is just, it's divine, that he would identify with the least. But then when he sets this gospel up, Matthew, and it's the only place in the Scriptures that's like this, Jesus is on the throne, it's the day of judgment, and he's separating the good from the bad, the righteous from the sinners, the goats and the sheep. And he does so based on our loving one another. And not just loving one another, but loving the least. So I think there is a distinction, although I have a friend who, a priest friend who has denied this forever, and I still fight him to the end. I don't think you have to like everybody, but you do have to love everybody. And I think there's a difference. You cannot like somebody, but still love them and do good for them and to them and want good for them. There are a lot of people that don't like me. A lot of people I don't like. I don't like them. I find them distasteful. They're crude, or they're rude, or they're argumentative, or they're negative, or they just drive me crazy. But that doesn't mean that I should not love them. And loving them means doing this list of things. Clothe them, give them food, say hello. I mean, you can do all kinds of loving things for a person that you don't like. And if we don't do that, this world becomes a terribly frayed world. Terrible. People are enemies. They hate. They hurt each other. They don't take care of the needs of one another. And that is what Jesus asks us to do. I suppose it's the golden rule: do unto others what you would want them to do to you. And that's what the Scriptures are full of. I found that first reading, this one from Leviticus, is just it's charming, this list of good things that is in the commandments. And the 10 Commandments we memorized when we were kids, and we can usually name them all off, pretty much so, I think. But this list, what a list. Don't steal, don't lie, don't speak falsely, don't swear, don't profane, don't defraud, don't rob your neighbor, don't withhold wages from day laborers. My goodness. And then these two just crack me up. You shall not curse the deaf. They won't even hear you, but don't curse the deaf. How crude is that? Or, worst of all, put a stumbling block in front of a blind person. Now that has got to be the creepiest of the creepy things you could do. See someone blind and go shove a block of wood in front of them so they'll trip over it. Oh my God, it's sickening. But the truth is, we do stuff like that when we don't like people. We can do stuff like that. And Jesus is saying, don't do it. Love one another. In fact, love the least. So I propose this to you. Not that this you can arrange, but arrange a big feast and invite the person that you like least in the world to be at that feast. And treat that person like you would treat everybody else. All your best friends, all the people that you love and that love you. When you and I can do that, when we can love even the least of Jesus' brothers and sisters, the least of our brothers and sisters, then we are understanding this heavenly kingdom talk that Jesus gives us today. Please stand.